Ankit had just moved into his new apartment. It wasn't luxurious, but it was affordable and quiet, exactly what he needed. The building was old, with narrow hallways and dim lights, but it had a strange calmness to it that made it feel peaceful. The first night felt normal. Ankit unpacked his belongings, arranged his bed, and finally lay down to rest. The silence around him was deep, almost too deep. But after a long day, he didn't think much about it. Around 11:30 p.m., just as he was about to fall asleep, he heard a faint sound from above, a soft, distant thump. Ankit opened his eyes slowly and stared at the ceiling. He sighed and turned to his side. "Probably someone moving furniture," he whispered. It didn't seem important enough to worry about, but the silence that followed felt heavier than before. A few minutes later, the sound came again, this time louder. Thump, thump. Ankit sat up in his bed, slightly annoyed now. Who makes noise at this hour? The sound didn't stop. It continued slowly. Drag, thump, drag. It sounded like something heavy being pulled across the floor, right above him. Ankit covered his ears with his pillow, trying to ignore it. Eventually, the noise stopped, and silence returned. Tired, he drifted into sleep. The next morning, he stepped out and saw an elderly neighbor standing in the hallway. Ankit decided to ask him about the noise from the previous night. "The room above mine. Does someone live there?" Ankit asked. The old man looked at him strangely, his expression slowly turning serious. "There's no room above yours," the old man replied quietly. Ankit frowned, confused. "That floor has been closed for years," the man added before walking away. That night, Ankit stayed awake. He wanted to prove it to himself, that the noise had a normal explanation. He lay on his bed, staring at the ceiling, waiting. At exactly midnight, it started again. Thump. Ankit's eyes widened. The sound was clearer now, closer, heavier. Drag, thump, drag. It felt as if whatever was making that noise was moving directly above his bed. Ankit slowly sat up, his heart beginning to beat faster. He grabbed a chair and stood on it, pressing his ear against the ceiling. The sound stopped instantly. The silence that followed felt unnatural. Then suddenly, bang! A loud udar shook the ceiling. Ankit jumped down in fear. His breathing became uneven as the sounds returned, faster and more aggressive. Unable to ignore it anymore, Ankit decided to check upstairs. He stepped out of his apartment and climbed the stairs toward the closed floor. The air grew colder as he reached the top. The hallway was dark and dusty. Old doors lined the corridor, all locked, except one. Ankit slowly pushed the door open. The room inside was completely empty. No furniture, no one, just darkness and thick dust covering the floor. As he stepped inside, he noticed something horrifying. Deep scratch marks on the ceiling. Long, uneven, as if something had been dragged across it repeatedly. Then suddenly, a sound came from above him. Not from the ceiling, but from something beyond it. Ankit looked up and saw a shape moving, crawling upside down, and before he could react, everything went dark.